Hello everybody, my name is Connor and I am here with Black Purple Luffy versus Katakuri. Yeah, excited to get into this one. I think my deck list does need some tweaking, as I mentioned. Not the biggest fan of the 8 cost Katakuris. I in theory really like 8 cost Katakuri. And I remember the times when he was super expensive, and I guess I still want to run him, but realistically he's just not as good as he used to be. And I think the main thing is he's a brick in this deck. So I am thinking about getting rid of him. Just not sure exactly what I want to change. So if you guys have any thoughts, we're probably going to be playing Katakuri for a bit. I just really like Katakuri and yellow decks in general. So looks like we are finally gonna get started there. And yeah, our opening hand, lots of bricks, not too much to do. I mean, there's my buddy making faces at the camera. One Dawn and pass, so we're gonna go ahead and draw. We draw into pudding, which is pretty good, because do I have a big mom in hand? I can't see, I'm blind. Well, there's 2 big moms right there, and I think potentially if I had a big mom in hand, I should have probably taken the Sanji. Let me see when I fan my hand out here. No big moms. So I think that I'm also not familiar with playing into Black Purple Luffy, and I think that taking the big mom wasn't the best play. I probably should have taken, even though he has the ability to pop Sanji with the 5 cost starter deck Sanji, I think that still might have been a decent play. So he's going to swing 7, and I just don't want to give him 3 cards for that. And unfortunately, I don't have one of the Brule blockers or the Shirahoshi to play. And hey, look, there's Brule. So could have gotten Brule out for free if we were just drew into Brule a little sooner. But at 4 Dawn, we don't have too many options. Looking like I'm probably gonna just swing it 7 and check my card. Gonna leave that there. I remember this game, I didn't have a lot of good triggers in my life, so pretty unfortunate, especially when you're playing Katakuri and you have so much ability to manipulate your life. I didn't really get a lot of ability or a lot of opportunity to manipulate my life either this game, so kind of just a rough start. I mean, 3 Nico Robins in hand against a 4 life leader is definitely not the vibe. So, I don't mind Nico Robin. I think Nico Robin's a really great card. But 3 of them, I would rather see 3 into a 5 life leader. It gets a little bit more value there. Unlike 4, I use it once and it's unusable. So it looks like he's going to go ahead and attach the Dawn, giving his characters a extra cost, a +1 to the cost, and then swinging the Zoro, and we're just going to go ahead and counter out of that after popping the Brule, and the 6 we have to take, and we get another Katakuri. So a little rough, definitely looking at this hand, this is not the hand you want against this Black Purple Luffy deck. This is still a deck that I haven't played too much into. But we are going to go ahead, swing the 5 into the Zoro, trying to get rid of it. And he goes ahead and puts Frankie in trash, getting that Frankie ready for the Gecko play that is inevitably coming. And the choice is, what do I want to do? Do I want to play Nami and pop the Zoro? Or I end up opting for the Robin, having him trash a life. I don't necessarily hate that play. I think that the Nami play might have been a better option in this moment, because it gets rid of a body on board, and with him being I think he's at 8 Dawn, or he's relatively close to 8 Dawn, it might have been nicer to have one less body. And yep, he's at 8 Dawn, so the Gecko comes down, and he's going to put the two cards in his trash right on board. Gecko, it's been a beautiful meta not playing against too many Gecko decks, but god, that's very frustrating. Definitely still a menace there, and he ends up taking the Sanji and being able to restand and draw 2 from Frankie, I believe. And I was asking what was in his trash area. That cards just need to go to the bottom of the deck. He did not do that at the moment. Wanted to make sure those did get put away, though, mostly because I wasn't sure what they were. So this is gonna be, I'm looking at a very scary board, and considering where I'm standing and what's in my hand, I'm not super thrilled about it. It looks like he's going to go ahead and swing 5. I will give him the Robin to counter out. A 5 there. Give him a Sanji to counter out. And a 6, a 7 I'll take. And we do end up getting a Kikinojo, which is great for just getting another body on board. Trying to compete with the bodies he has on board. Pretty intimidating. So he didn't put a Dawn under his leader, so I am going to put Gecko to the bottom of his life. I think that's probably the greatest option to get rid of Gecko, but unfortunately my big head is in the way with my hat. God, my hat looks dirty. You know, I've got cats, what can you say? So he is going to block the Kikinojo swing. Wow, this is really obnoxious. And I will swing with Robin, and we get a counter. I'm going to swing Pudding into Law, just trying to clear his board. And I swing 5 into the Zoro, and he lets it go. And I'm going to go ahead and pass here. I don't know if I should have cleared the Law with Pudding. I just really was I'm trying to stay alive till 10 Dawn at this point. I'm thinking I'm going to need to drop 10 Mom to sustain. I have 2k counter in my hand, and who knows what he can drop. For 9 Dawn, I'm expecting, I mean, it's Purple Luffy. I'm expecting some of the purple package. He ends up dropping another Gecko, which, yeah, that's really fun to play against after I just cleared his entire board to drop the same Gecko Law. Very frustrating to deal with, and of course, you know, being I have 2k counter in hand, I really have no way to deal with the onslaught that will continue to happen. So he ends up trashing the 10 cost Luffy, getting his Dawn, or one of his Dawns back active. Because of leader ability, I believe. I think he might have done that with the Frankie, excuse me. I don't remember playing a black purple Luffy, but I already had the life assets made, so I must have. So this has got to be my second game into black purple Luffy. And I know my buddy and he had just watched the Artress video, and that's why he brought it to locals, and I had started it, but I had to leave for work, so I didn't get to finish it. Didn't get to see all it could do. So he's going to go ahead and swing 6, and we got to take that. And look at that, another 10 Mom. Like, my life is not doing what I needed to do, and I'm going to have to take this hit too. I just don't have the counter. We end up getting a Brulee. I trash Pudding thinking, oh, I'm at full board, but I'm not. So I put, yeah, there I am counting. I put Pudding back. And yeah, I think at this point, like, I'm in a bad spot. I think I have to drop 10 Mom to try and sustain, but I just don't have counter. And that's kind of what I've noticed with this deck is I don't end up having a lot of counters. So I'm trying to think, how do I want to do this? Do I put the do I put Kikinojo in life with the 8 cost? Do I heal with 10 cost Mom and hope for something useful? But I go ahead and swing Pudding, and I'm going to go with 10 cost Mom. My deck is full of triggers. I'm hoping that there's something in there. We end up trashing one of the Rush Sanjis, and I have a big board, but I don't think, with the hand size that my opponent has, I just don't think there's any way that I can recover at this point. So the Shirahoshi and the Brook gets counter. He's just countering everything out of the Sanji. I was just trying to clear that Sanji, and I could not do it. So that is my turn. And I at this point I know I have to hope my trigger is something good. I have to hope my life is something good, or I am cooked. The gecko just brought so much pressure, and I just really I started with low counter, and I felt like I stayed with low counter. And he is gonna tap 9 for the Kaido, and at this point I'm like, yeah, okay, that's game. I have to have like a beige in my life, and maybe I can win, or maybe I can live and drop another 10 mom. So depending on how he swings, and I'll go ahead and counter out of that, but I mean, I can't counter out of this hit, and it's Nami, and I fold. That's game. I know he's gonna go ahead and win, so really unfortunate game there. I was not happy with that performance. I think that there's a couple of plays I could have done better, but overall, I just think that I didn't have enough counters to deal with how fast that deck was spitting out bodies, and just being able to run me down, basically. So, yeah, that is that game. As I said, I'm probably going to tweak my Katakuri list and potentially play it. I've been thinking about playing Nico Robin, too. Just, I don't know, other yellow decks I might be looking into, so... yeah, that is gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, hit that like button down below. Helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.